Boom! Hello and welcome to the Executive Protection Lifestyle Podcast, Season 4.
With your host, ByronRodgers. This podcast is dedicated to the executive protection practitioner, the private security professional. In this podcast, we're going to talk about the mental, emotional, psychological, physiological fitness that goes into being an efficient and effective executive protection agent. Whether you're in law enforcement, whether you're a mom that's looking at how to protect her children, or a father that's focused on how to protect his family, I believe this podcast has something for all of you. We might even get into some tales from the crypts of true Hollywood stories from time to time. I'm doing this podcast because I feel the reality of this job is simple. If you really want to be good at executive protection, it's more than just a job. It really is a lifestyle. And those of you who've been in the game for any serious amount of time, you already know what I'm saying is true. So if that sounds interesting to you, enjoy the show. Out.
Yo team, real quick, as I was saying, EP Forum Close Protection Conference is coming up. It's an extremely important venue. If you are at the agent level, what makes it relevant for agents, right? Networking. Networking, when it comes to private security, is extremely important. It doesn't matter how secure you think you are. It doesn't matter if you love your position and think you have great stability. In this game, you need to always be selling security and networking. Selling security in your actions and deeds and the way you're executing your operations on a day-to-day basis with the proper social dynamics and proof of competence, and then networking. Because the reality is your existence on your account is contingent on the well-being of multiple business systems. Your client's ecosystem, social ecosystem, financial ecosystem, and a number of different components need to be steady, stable, and in place for you to exist. The company and PPO you are working for, their ecosystem, the different systems that support that organization also need to be stable and in place. These are a lot of factors that need to just stay good for you to have a job. Even if you're a detail leader, a company owner, especially if you're an agent, because things change all the time and the tectonic plates underneath your feet can shift at any moment. You know, one of my buddies says it pretty well. You're not in the will, okay? So, you can get yourself blooded to your client a number of different ways, usually after years of consistent high quality work where they really just trust and appreciate your presence and your service. You guys can become almost inseparable eventually. But even then, you'll have to deal with the client, the corporate side of your customer's life, always looking for ways to cut corners. And since security is more of an insurance policy than a profit producing component or metric of their world, you're always being looked at and on the chopping block. So that can get you eliminated in the royal court or entourage of the client, where there's all these relationships that are always vying for power. They might see you as a threat if you become too liked, or even have the appearance of being too liked, because maybe you just got on the detail and you're the flavor of the month, or maybe you've just been around for a long time and they see you as a threat. So their social world needs to be stable. Maybe a year ago, you said that you like Donald Trump or Joe Biden, and now your customer's wife hates them, and so she's got it out for you. I don't know. Maybe one of the kids wants to smoke weed while you're working, and you get caught with it in the car, or the parents smell it when they get home, and all of a sudden you're looking for a job because you were out with them. I don't know. But what I do know is this industry is, by its very nature, can be relatively unstable. And so it's very wise to approach this business in a manner that sets you up for more stability and options and access to other income earning opportunities and details. And the primary means by which you do that, there's a few kind of very important components. One is building your brand. What does your name in the industry and in your space mean? What do people think and feel when they hear your name? Are there other agents that want to hit you up and work with you? Does anyone else in the industry know you? Or have you just been in the same detail underneath a rock, just working your same client for all these years? It's really cool, when you have something like what I like to call a great white whale, that you can eat off of for years, but having a name in your geographic location or in the industry that can really help you acquire job opportunities is of extreme value, because you very well, no matter where you are in your company or in your development or on the pipeline of development in this industry, you very well might need it. So how do you establish brand equity? You work with other agents, every once in a while. You keep your hand in multiple pots. You answer the call for maybe some details every once in a while that, you wouldn't normally raise your hand for. Maybe you go to training ops in your environment, in your area. You always need to be networking. You always need to be selling security. Another huge way of doing that is the Close Protection Conference every single year. Going to the Close Protection Conference is one of the single most, and the EP Forum, right? EP Forum first, it's my event. But coming to this 3-day investment in yourself and your career is one of the most valuable things you can do for your professional development, because it gets you in front of decision makers in the industry. It gets you connected to other agents in the industry. Some people make the mistake of thinking that, they want to shake hands with the CEO of a company. They want to shake hands with the recruiting manager. They want to shake hands with all those people. And yeah, it's important. It's great if you can have a great exchange with them and spend some time with them and all that fun stuff. And that's really valuable and really awesome. But the other really cool thing that is worth consideration is it's not necessarily always them. They might give you the job. Who vouches for you? You know what I mean? And says, no, this is a good dude. We should pull him on the detail. Other agents are the ones that do all those things. And so you kind of learn after you've been in this game for a while, and you realize that most of the work you find comes from your network of agents and friends, like your class that you're going through and doing your career with. Unless you're in the league. If you're in the league, then I'm building your network for you, and you have an international network of agents who are sharing opportunities on our membership group. And you have someone doing this for you 24/7, spending thousands of dollars marketing, bringing new agents into the network, and you have a package and you have it done. But especially if you're out there on your own in the industry and you're like, I don't need training and I don't need a network, I'm just going to do it by myself. Don't think for 1 second that just working your detail that you're a part of right now today, thank God, hopefully you're always a part of it, but you won't be, is good enough to really, really secure your financial stability moving forward, especially when we now live in a world with so many black swan events and things that can happen, right? We saw during the last pandemic, a whole segment of our industry essentially shut down. We saw other segments become more and more potent, right? We saw the performance music industry, anything that was event-centric, houses of worship, all those things took a massive hit. They essentially couldn't afford our services anymore, and in some cases didn't need them. But we saw other quadrants of our industry kind of blow up, family offices and high net worth families, wanting more assets, corporations wanting more assets to protect their storefronts and things like that out of the private security industry. So being diverse in your relationships is really what can float you and help make a huge difference as to whether or not you eat or not in the years to come as we get downrange. So I wanted to make this quick little video of things you should consider as an agent going to the EP Forum and the Close Protection Conference. I believe it's a diligent best practice for agents who really want to do a career in this field. Thinking that you're just going to work one detail the whole time is just, I think it opens you up to a lot of risk that could be mitigated by participating in the industry, in networking, and shaking hands and looking people in the eyes who you might need a job from one day, who and invariably will be looking at your resume and hopefully your picture when the time comes. So this is stuff I teach in training day. This is stuff I always want. I arm my patrons of the league with, but I wanted to get this out just so everyone can kind of prepare for this event coming up next week. And if you're thinking you're on the fence about going to the Close Protection Conference and you're serious about being an executive protection agent, if you're on the fence about going to the EP Forum and you're serious about being in this industry, I highly recommend you just do it. Just go.
Boom. If you've been enjoying the podcast, I want to encourage you to come and train with me. Train with us, the League of Executive Protection Specialists. We offer online courses so you can train and learn how to take your executive protection career to the next level from the comfort of your own home. We offer on-ground training on everything from the hard skills of driving, shooting, medical, and into the soft skills through the Executive Protection Immersion course, which is one of the most experiential, learning-centric courses in the executive protection industry. Either way, I want you to become part of the golden standard in the private security industry and join the brotherhood, the League of Executive Protection Specialists. Go to epspecialist.com and let's do our careers together. I'll see you there. Out.
So, and I used to be like this too. I'm working. I was just working. I'm busy. I didn't have time for networking and meeting everyone in the industry and all the butt sniffing and like, oh, what detail are you with? Oh, I'm with, corporate da-da-da-da-das. Oh yeah. And all the like dick measuring and all that. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I could care less. I just want to go shoot the shooting competition and leave. That's what I did for multiple years. I just go in, shoot the comp because it seems like a fun comp and I want to know where I stack up in the industry and leave. And I did get second place last time I shot the competition, only to lose to my mentor in shooting, Luke Agajanian, in which I wanted him to shoot the open division so I could win the concealed division, but he wanted to shoot the concealed division. But anyways, so we got first and second place, and all y'all shooters are lucky that I got the EP Forum, because if I didn't have the EP Forum, I'd be coming in there and I'd be swooping up all your trophies, what I'd be doing at that shooting competition. One year I might take a break from my EP Forum. It's my event, so I can't take a break, but you know what I mean? Maybe I'll put on a different day so I can come shoot the competition with y'all. Got my trophy right over there. I should go get it and show it to you guys. So it's over there. So when you're approaching the EP Forum, the Close Protection Conference, obviously it's important because you want to have options, right? Your brand equity in this industry and your ability to network, your ability to create, socially engineer an effect that can bring the outcome of your face and your resume being pulled and seen and placed in the pile that matters, right? You walk in, you hit the floor, Close Protection Conference. We'll start with, so the EP Forum, right? This is the event that I put together with Christian and Pablo on the first day of the Close Protection Conference. We go from like 8 or 9 until about 5, so you can get done and you can go straight to the mixer for the Close Protection Conference right afterwards and start meeting everyone and start working, right? Start getting after it, start making it count, right? It's important that you come prepared. And what types of things should you be preparing? You should be preparing in a number of ways. One, get your resume ready, get all your training updated, put it on a PDF and a link. Use Dropbox, use Google Drive, but make it so you can instantly, someone asks to see your resume, your stuff, boom, you can send them a pro photo and your resume instantly, right? You want to be prepared, okay? When you meet someone, you want to really, really be effective in this. And so having your resume as a best practice at anyways, keeping it updated and ready when an employer like myself is like, hey man, send over your information and you send it instantly. I know this guy's got some forethought. I know he's in preparation. This is the type of agent I want to use. You stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. So have that stuff ready and on hand. Okay. When you hit the floor, dress professional. Yeah, it's cool. You know, not everyone needs to be professional. Not everyone needs to be in a suit or whatever, but you should be. If you're trying to get in this industry, you should look sharp. You should be in a suit. You should have a tie. You should hit that floor. You should walk through there. And you are walking up to every single table in the whole entire ballroom, introducing yourself and letting them know where you're at in your career, whether you're new to the industry, whether you've been in the industry for a while, for a few years, whether you're a project manager, company owner, PPO, anyone walking up, and you are there to meet people. Start with the tables, table after table after table. Hey, my name is da 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 da. I'm out of this region, this state, and state your intent. You know, just here to network. I'm a PPO looking for, other companies I can serve in my area. I'm a new agent to the industry, really just looking to see what the industry has to offer. I live here. You know, I've got a military law enforcement background, or I have a civilian background, but I've definitely invested in my training over the last few years, and I'm just looking to establish a secure career in the private security industry. Be humble. Let them know your exact intent. Let them know exactly how mature you are in the industry, and begin networking. Listen to what they have to say and see if you can explore ways to join forces. Being transparent like this, I think, really makes it a genuine conversation. That's the best way for me to say that. So I just call that your elevator pitch. And your elevator pitch shouldn't be the same as it would be to a client. You know, hey, Byron, what do you do? I've got a private security company called Boulevard Research Group. We develop security strategies and put security teams around high net worth individuals, their families, corporations, and things like that. That's usually something along those lines is usually what I say when I'm, being asked by a civilian what I do. Sometimes I'll even say, have you ever heard of bodyguards? Well, I have a company, and we supply teams, security teams for high net worth individuals, their corporations, houses of worship, systems, teams, things like that. But we secure people, I say something along those lines usually. Have kind of what you're going to say, who you are, how mature you are in the industry, what you're looking for in the industry, and where you live and what where you work at. The next piece is that I think is really cool, and there's a few different ways you can leverage tech to do this, is having a QR code on you. I've seen some new badges that have a QR code on you. They scan it and it just has all your information right there, and people can kind of go to your website and check it out, which is pretty super dope. I think that's pretty cool. But what I've been using for years, two things, and I wanted to get this branded, but I just haven't had the time. I've been doing too much crazy building, right? Is I use an OVU card. Boom, an OVU card. Woo, it's a little beat up now, but essentially this card by OVU, that's Oscar Victor Oscar uniform. You just put this near their phone and it will drop down a link, and they can go to your little kind of website with all your information, all your social media links, and then they can just simply add that contact to their phone, which is pretty, once again, to use a scientific term, super dope. So you meet that person, you have a conversation, they understand your intent. If you guys decide to exchange contact information, you can tap your OVU card, or you can send them your digital contact card. You want to have your digital contact card ready anyway. How do you find your digital contact card? Well, on an iPhone, if you scroll all the way up to the top, your contacts, there'll be a contact that says me. You go in there and you put an awesome photo in there. You put all of the relevant contact information you want in there for them to have. I even think you can throw your Dropbox link with your CV and resume in there so they can download it direct. And if you can say, hey, let me send you my contact card. When you open up your contact, you say, I'll text it to you. What's your number? And then you text them your contact card. When you text them your contact card, they'll be able to put your face in their phone to remind them who you are if you ever hit them up in the future. to remind them what you guys talked about, where you met, all that good stuff. And I find it to be very effective because I can do like a 1-2 punch with this method that I think is more effective than handing someone a paper card. There's something to be said for paper cards in terms of generation. Like some people feel like if you don't have paper cards, you're not prepared. But I think we're moving away from that. I think having a OVU card that you can tap or a dot card, that's another brand, is kind of the future. And having your contact card ready in your phone is kind of the future. You need to make sure they save your contact, though, if you're using a dot or OVU card, because it's easy to just tap. They see your stuff and then they don't hit add contacts and then it just kind of disappears. And then the next day or at the end of the conference or after you guys break contact, you wait a little bit and you circle back around to that text thread you have where you guys met each other. You had a great conversation. And if you have a really good conversation, another way to drive it home, another thing I do, and you guys exchange contact info and it's on the text level, boom, I take a selfie with them. Hey, man, this is one of the new things I'm doing just so I can keep my phone organized. Mind if we grab a quick selfie? Boom, you grab a selfie. You text that selfie back to them and you say, hey, it was awesome meeting you. It's an honor. If you need anything in the Southern California area, if you're ever looking for a new agent, I'd love to work with you. I'd love to work for you, serve your company, blah, 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 blah. God bless, amplify. Hope to speak soon, whatever. And you send them that photo with that message later on after they've already forgotten about you. And you just popped up again. Sometimes I'll even say, hey, I'm saving this as your profile pic in my phone. And I do. I save it as a profile pic in my phone because then I know who they are when we speak again. Because how many times you get text messages from people, and you really, all you have to go off of is whatever you guys shared. I met you at the Close Protection Conference. Oh, okay, cool. But if we have a photo, drives it home, right? So we're imprinting and leaving impressions in people's minds that are valuable and unforgettable, and them remembering you when you need them or want them to remember you. So the OVU card, dot card, make sure you have your contact card filled out on your phone. Send a text message as you walk away. Make sure you state your intent, how mature you are in the industry, and your area of operation as you walk up and introduce yourself. Hit the floor of the EP Forum and Close Protection Conference sharp, extremely professional. Blue suits are professional. Gray suits are professional. Black suits are quasi-bouncery-ish, so be careful with them, but they are professional. Black on black is viewed as less professional, more bouncer-centric. I've had high-level guys tell me professionals wear white shirts, bouncers wear black shirts. So if you do black, it needs to be done right, like Armani level, classy. Don't just put on a black suit because you like black. That thing needs to be tailored to the nines. Like it needs to be so clean looking that it's extremely obvious that you're married to excellence. You're not just a bouncer, and you're not working at the hotel in the casino. It's also very important, but then obviously dark blues, darker suits, ideal. Remember, these employers are going to be looking at you and judging how you can represent their company based on the way you present yourself, the way you speak, the handshake you give, how organized your clothing items are going to be. They're going to be depending on you to represent their company. If you get lucky enough to be able to land, work for them. Another big thing is when you hit that floor, hit all the tables, but also your goal when you're at the EP Forum and when you're at the Close Protection Conference is to talk to every single professional there. Introduce yourself and rinse and repeat. You need to be the most unshy person here. Hey, how's it going? Someone almost gets eye contact with you. Oh, hey, how you doing? Hey, how's it going? My name is Byron. I'm out of Southern California. How you doing? What are you up to here, man? Yeah. And also another huge thing when you're networking and talking with people is ask them why they came to the event. What did you come to the event for? What did you want to get out of this? Oh, well, I just wanted to kind of get a feel for where the industry's going. I have this kind of company, right? And try to understand people. Don't just try to assert what you want. Try to find a way to serve them and be interested in what they want. And maybe you have a connection or something that you can use to help them, or help them meet their goals. That's really important when you're doing this. It's very important that you're genuine when you're doing that you're very actually interested, because that's what's going to make it magical and effective, right? Hit the floor, talk to everyone. You should almost never be standing around. If you're in a good session at the Close Protection Conference or the EP Forum, make sure you actually, if there's an opportunity for it, ask high quality questions. Kind of the same thing we teach in training day about digitally marketing yourself. You'll have to get the course for that. And all the league members who are listening know exactly what I'm talking about. Make sure if you can, if there's an opportunity for questions or discussion, try to add some value to the conversation. Hey, when the mic comes your way, Byron out of Southern California, there's my question. Have it be a good one. You're leaving impressions and imprintations on people that are in that crowd. And it does pay off. I'm here to tell you that going to these types of events really does pay off. I've had a number of students, so many students who took a chance, came to the event. If you're with the league, you'll have your own lapel pin. You'll have other league members walking the floor. We'll all be hitting the floor at the same time. We'll all be kind of operating together as one big wolf pack. I'll be giving you guys shout outs from the stage at the EP Forum event. I'm going to do everything I can to let everyone know you guys are well trained and you're in the house and you're here for opportunities. So I'm going to market the heck out of you guys. And create environments where, you can network, different parties I get invited to, I'm going to invite you guys to, and make sure I can give you guys as much access as possible to high quality and high powered networking. Agents that are awesome, I'm going to put you in front of people and say, you guys need to work. You need to go, hit that company up, work together, meet this CEO. I'm that guy. I'm a facilitator. That's what I do. Those of you who've been part of my brand and have watched me for years, you guys already know I'm all about the facilitation. All in all, I see the EP Forum and the Close Protection Conference as kind of a necessity for building a career in this industry. And then once you start getting one or two events under your belt, you go to the next one. You go to the next one. You go to the next one. You start seeing the same people who are in the same powerful positions. They start getting used to you. You guys are hanging out, hanging out for 3 days. It starts to become more and more and more and more and more valuable. So, if you're part of the league, I can't wait to see you guys there. Can't wait to hit the floor with you. Can't wait to market you to the industry. Can't wait to shout you out. Can't wait to have our own events where we get to hang out, that other people in the industry, will not be able to be at unless they're like high level folks. We provide a lot for you guys there at this high powered event that's designed that really can be leveraged to help you build your career. And it's always such a treat when I get to see you guys and meet you guys and shake hands with all you guys and gals. And if you're in the industry and you're thinking about going, if you're an agent, go, because you need to meet everyone so you have some more stability and more options in the industry that's always changing and things are always shifting underneath your feet. If you're a company owner, go so you can meet a whole bunch more agents that you might be able to use in your area. Maybe some other companies you can join forces with on different projects and things like that. If you're on the corporate side and you have a great secure position, go. Still go. For the last two reasons I just mentioned, but also because no matter where you are in this industry, you very well and probably will need relationships at some point in your job, whether it's because you're going to another city and you need to know the guys on the other side in that city and state or country, nation, region, or if it's because you need a new job opportunity that's going to be able to give you the same type of benefits package you may have enjoyed at your last spot. You just never know these days. So it is very incumbent on us as private security professionals to always be selling security in action and deed and networking and widening our sphere of relationships, because ultimately your network really does almost directly translate to your success and your net worth in this industry. So this is a quick one, guys, but I wanted to just hop on here, give you some things to think about. These are environments. The last thing I want to say too is environments like the Close Protection Conference, the EP Forum. These are environments where people that are serious about our industry go. You don't spend time and money and go to another state and stay there for 3 days and buy a hotel just because you're just a lightweight. You know, you're probably the guy or the girl in the industry that takes it seriously and is going to be in this industry for a long time and is probably going to outperform and elevate past all the other people who are in your peer group. And so this is where all the people that you need to know and will want to know over the course of your career are going to be for 3 days straight. You know, lightweights, people that don't take their career seriously, people that, aren't really all about this. They don't come to these events. So this is the heart of the executive protection industry in the United States at the EP Forum and the Close Protection Conference. And then real quick, the EP Forum is an event unlike any event that's ever been done in the private security space. We designed it differently. It's an open conversation. We use an application so you guys can ask your questions and us folks on the stage can respond to every single question you guys answer as best we can in the time we have. It's an open conversation. It's not, you'll be getting a lot of information coming to you and at you at the Close Protection Conference, which is ultra valuable. But the EP Forum is an open conversation between us and you. I almost wanted to call it EPL Live at one point because it's like the podcast, but live, right? But anyways, maybe one day I'll create another event around that. But on top of that, you're going to be in a theater with all the who's whoosies and all the important people. There's no green room. None of the speakers are going to go hide when they get off stage. They're just there. We're all just hanging out for the day. On top of that, I have the golden list, which, we're going to present you guys with an opportunity to get on the golden list. If you're new to the industry, you're going to come, you're going to scan a QR code, you're going to upload your resume, your photo, all this stuff. And I'm going to get you connected with a lot of the bigger companies in the area that are hiring, that are doing all this stuff, that are looking for talent. You're going to become part of that golden list. That's one of the huge ways that we try to make it extra valuable, ultra valuable for you guys to come and be part of what it is we're doing at the EP Forum. And then finally, we give out free popcorn, y'all. Yeah, it's at a movie theater. We give out free popcorn, and it's just an all-around great, amazing time. So I hope you'll join me at the Executive Protection Forum this year and the Close Protection Conference. Oh, and also come by my booth because I have some amazing things I'm going to be giving people. I'm going to be giving away that are with like 511 sponsored me. So I've got some awesome things. I can hand every single person that comes by my booth something pretty sweet from 511. So that's coming. I'm going to be giving out some pretty awesome opportunities to join forces with me on training. I don't like to give deals, but there's going to be deals. If you get in one of the courses with me right there, you'll get a price that I've never given anyone before. It'll be a lot of % off. And so I look forward to meeting you guys. It was such a tremendous and amazing, one of the greatest blessings of my life, the last Close Protection Conference, because I had so many agents, so many high quality agents walk up and say, hey, thank you for the free content. You helped me get a job. You helped me get into this industry. I didn't even know this industry existed until I started watching your content. So that means so much to me. You guys don't even understand. It's like one of the honors of my life. You can't put a price on that. And that's why I spend thousands of dollars a week on creating free content for you guys. Because it's for me, it's a calling. This is a legacy for me. I just think that the amount of people you can help during the course of your life, whose life is better, quantifiably better because you lived, is one of the most important metrics that really should heavily be assessed at the end of your life. Like the amount of people you were able to become effective and powerful enough to help at the end of your life is one metric that encapsulates all your value to the world. So for me, I love creating this content. I love the relationships that I've been able to get by becoming, a training school, a training organization. I love everything about what it is we're doing. And I love the impact we've been having on people's lives as we've made executive protection agents from scratch. We've got people from the military, people from law enforcement. We got people who thought they were too old and just gave people amazing career opportunities inside of one of the most amazing industries that exists in the world, that's growing exponentially, next to like the medical industry. But this one, we help people protect themselves. It's such an honor. So anyways, with no further ado, go to epforum.us. Join me for the EP Forum. I hope to see you at the Close Protection Conference. And at the very least, I hope to see you at one of our training opportunities with the league. I hope you'll join me in training day, the backbone of our executive protection training, which is online, where after you come to the training, we do our careers together. I mentor you and the rest of the class, which has been quite an amazing opportunity. Mentor, join forces with, whatever terminology you like to use. There's just so much good stuff to come. But until then, this is ByronRodgers, protector by nature and by trade. I'll see you guys at the event or on the next few pieces of content. Out. Boom.
This is my MCK. There are many like it, but this one is mine. If you've got a firearm sitting around, a pistol that you are not doing anything with, get an MCK. They make them for every single model. If you want a micro conversion kit that will turn your handgun into a force multiplier, get one, man. They are ultra affordable. CAA, MCK, micro conversion kits are changing the game, y'all. So if you don't have one, you need to get one. Get one. Your women, children, people that are less physically potent will be able to fire your firearm to farther distances with more accuracy. You will be able to fire your firearm to farther distances with more accuracy. I want to get one of these into the hands of 100,000 more protectors this year, because ultimately we are only as good as the nation is only as good as its protection. Your home is only as safe and as good as your ability to protect it. MCK, go get one. Drop your handgun in, take it to the next level. Out. Boom. Yo, if you're a private security professional wanting to take your game to the next level, go to executiveprotectiontrainingday.com to check out my personal success package for private security professionals. Check it out, executiveprotectiontrainingday.com. And remember, y'all, hard skills do save lives, but soft skills get you paid. Boom. Boom. And to support this podcast, go to executiveprotectionlifestyle.com and contribute to our Patreon account. That Patreon account is what helps me make this podcast possible, contributing to this brand, what we're doing here, making it so that I can bring better guests on, making it so that we can plan more events and just expand the contribution to the private security industry, and also to making America a safer place. Do whatever you can, contribute whatever you can, because it makes all of these things possible. Thanks for those contributions. Yo, and before we go, I got to shout out to the sponsors, starting out with Primary Weapon Systems, PWS. They truly are the evolution of the rifle. Use Byron for 10% off. Grayman & Company, the most comfortable tactical suits in the game. Use Byron for 10% off with them. Until the next podcast, this is ByronRodgers, protector by nature and by trade. Out. Boom.